Da, da, theme song, theme song. Da, da, da.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Nikki.
And we are 1,000 Eyes in One, the podcast.
Oh, dark days.
Dark Days, the final episode. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 6, The Morrow. For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespodcast.com. On YouTube, you can find us at 1,000 Eyes in One Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are 1,000 Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, 1,000 Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram.
I wrote down the jazz of it all because
the music
have not had jazz this entire time or in any of Game of Thrones history. So it was very noticeable and I was here for it.
Yeah, I found it jarring, but I wasn't disappointed. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah, right? Like, oh. So is this what you play when you see people who've gotten their asses kicked?
So here's my timeline question. It's the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they fought at dawn. So is it like later that day, or have we gone through a whole day and then into the next morning?
Well, I guess it all depends on what time the roast took place.
The roast. Oh my God.
The roast. I can see it being later on in that day and afterwards, like, party's over, get the fuck out of my house. But I can also see it the next day where they're like, okay, we have time to recover. And I think it would actually give more credence to Baratheon's maester saying, the wounds are mortifying. The wounds are mortifying.
Yeah.
Right. It needed a little bit of time to fester overnight with all, the dirt, the sweat, other people's blood that got up in there.
Okay. Yeah, they're beat up. They're beat up pretty bad. Dunk is just not in good shape. Neither is Lionel, although he's in better shape than Dunk, it seems, with his stag crutch. Like, he really is sticking with the stag theme.
I love it. I love a theme. I love commitment to a theme. I do love that they were as fucked up as they looked. Like, shout out to makeup, because if they'd come up the next day with "'tis but a scratch," I would have been so upset.
Lionel is bored. He wants Dunk to come home and be his buddy, which sounds like a pretty sweet gig to me.
Yeah.
You're just literally here to be my friend.
Come hang out with me at home. I'm bored. There's nothing to do there.
We'll hawk and hunt and make merry.
I'll train you. Maybe we'll go to Tarth. Huh? Go where? What?
You caught that?
What? You gotta go where?
Tarth, you say?
Tarth. For those who don't know, go ahead, Tanya, give it to them.
There is speculation that Brienne of Tarth is a descendant of Dunk. Nothing's been confirmed, but there's speculation for reasons I won't go into. I'm sure there's another podcast that's covered it before, so go look for them.
Yeah. Besides, we don't talk about the future here. Be gone, witch.
Be gone. I was cracking up so bad when he said "be gone, witch." He told him he couldn't cure an itchy asshole. I thought it was really funny that the maester basically said he was dying when he clearly is not. So maybe he is a shit maester.
We do come by them.
Be gone, witch. He's so funny. I'm so glad he lived.
Me too. I would have been very, very devastated.
Their argument about Baelor surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, because Dunk's sitting there feeling sorry for himself. He's like, oh, I killed the heir to the throne and I shouldn't have asked and I got you guys. But I can't even say that I got you guys all into it, because it's like he forgot that part.
Yeah.
Because he was so, oh my God, I killed the king to be. Fair. However, Lionel's right. He's like, no, we fucked them. We fought for you. They died for you. Right? It wasn't, and it's right going back to what you said last time. Well, was it honorable for him to not actually be fighting truly, for him to going to a fixed fight essentially? And Lionel was like, nah, he's a fraud. Gods don't favor frauds.
I kind of like that we get this perspective from other people about how people are feeling about the Targaryens at this point in history. So we've had Raymond go off and call them incestuous aliens. We've had Stefan saying well, where are their dragons now?
Exactly.
And then now Lionel, only good dragon is a dead dragon.
Mm-hmm.
and referring to the funeral as the roast.
I can't
When
stop
he said
laughing.
the roast, that's not. I did actually think he meant like they were having a roast.
The after party.
Yeah. And, like they're roasting a pig for the funeral. Like, but then
Yeah,
it cuts
yeah.
to the cremation, and I swear I wanted to scream. I thought it was so funny.
It might be one of the funniest lines in the show.
I noticed there were a bunch of Targs there. They took the express train from King's Landing to Ashford because
Yes,
didn't
sir.
Egg say it would take like a week or something like that?
I don't remember if he said an exact time, but I remember him saying you'd have to ride all the way to
And
King's
that he would
Landing
miss the tourney.
and he'd miss the tourney. So who knows how long that is. But yeah, I did notice these other Targaryens. So maybe they just came out with they're not important enough to mention. They just came for the hang.
Or maybe they
They're
were
like cousins
nearby
and
doing
stuff.
something. Yeah, cousins, because there were a lot more Targaryens in this period in history. So it didn't seem like it was the king.
No, no. I mean, that would have been that's like 2 episodes worth of content, right? In addition to the roast, I noticed that their septon was 12 years old.
Yeah, what was up with that?
I don't know. I feel like maybe he was an apprentice scepter and maybe the old guy died and he was the one who came after. I don't know. It seems weird to me that, well, where did the septons come from? The maesters come from
Upton
Old Town. That's
School.
where they're training. But where did the septons come from? I don't think we ever find out. Like, where do they get their education, their spiritual education?
I don't know.
I've never
Maybe they
wondered
have
about it
like
before
trainee
now.
septons and he's like,
Yeah.
like altar boy type. I don't know what an altar boy actually does, so don't listen to me.
I mean, I do. I used to be one.
He used to be an altar boy.
I used to be an altar boy. Yeah, me and my sister, we were both altar servers. I got to be a squire. That's where you start as like whatever, then a page and a squire. So I was a squire altar server.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Learned
Used
something
to
new
carry the
about you.
cross and ring the bells during mass. You know what? I'm always excited when we get to see silent sisters in the episodes. Like we know that back in the first episode that whatever dead games that they were playing in that tent was like kind of weird.
Yeah, we
But
still don't know what that was about.
I
They were
just like
so random.
I wish somebody would just please drop that Easter. Like, what is that? Please tell me. Because it seemed like a really weird way to move the plot forward, especially because we never see that other one again. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was weird.
But I did enjoy seeing the Silent Sisters, like, rake through the fucking coals for bones and stuff. Because who knew? Actually, you know what? No, I did. It's kind of nice to see it confirmed because a book that I was reading, I think the woman was Japanese, but she was going to miss her mom's funeral and cremation, and she was going to miss the raking of the ashes to find bone pieces later. So,
Oh, that's a
yeah,
thing.
yeah, I think it's a thing. So, young Septon. And we get a very sad and pensive Prince Valar.
How many fathers die in their son's armor? I felt so bad for him.
Just sitting there and doing what?
And I know he's looking at Arian like, you motherfucker.
This is all your fault. I fucking hated you already, but like, this is your fault. It really is. All because, and I feel like Arian, when you can walk around like as a titled person with none of the responsibilities that come with
Mhm.
it, like he knows he's not going to be king. So why not fuck around and do whatever he wants?
Right.
That's a different type of entitlement.
Raymond, with his long, awkward hug and new wife or fiance. I was like, Raymond, my guy.
I knew that you were like naive, but if you can wax poetic about what's wrong with the Targaryens and not understand who this woman is, I'm confused.
When he first introduced her as his wife, I thought that had been his wife the whole time. I forgot which lord it was whose tent she was at. And she said that husbands are always coming around because he's always fucking wives.
Mm-hmm.
So when he
Yeah.
first introduced her as his wife, I was like, oh my God, his wife has been here this whole time, just like getting railed by this other lord. And
You
then he
know?
was like, oh, I figured we should get married because she's carrying my baby. And I was like, oh, no, okay, no, she is a tourney sex worker.
A tenured sex worker. Yeah. And I love how Dunk is like, wait a second. And he's like, wait, hold on a second. And she's like, nice to meet you for the first time.
It feels like a boy.
It feels like a boy. She's so funny and so crafty. And I appreciate getting in where you fit in. But like Raymond, like it's like we talked about this in our live stream earlier this week. Like, don't be a menace. Hey, I have to talk to you. I think I'm pregnant like 2 seconds after sex.
Right. Like already?
Already. It also reminded me of Miss Fat Booty, where Mos Def is like talking about seeing this girl and she like gave him the cold shoulder and then they get introduced again. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to save you. I'm going to pretend like this is the first time that we've been introduced. And that's what it felt like. Rowan. Her name's Rowan.
Lady Rowan.
Lady Rowan. It's the Jane Westerling effect. You just got to take care of a lord when he's down. And then you're good.
Oh, now I wish this was video. Just so like people could have seen the face you just made when you did that sound. Maekar summons Dunk. We find out that Arian is going to the east to get his life together. And Maekar makes an offer to Dunk for him to come back to Summerhall and train and have Egg be his squire.
Which is really generous.
That is a really good offer.
Consider, not only just in general, right? Like, come to my thing, we'll train you. You can have my kid, like, a princeling of the realm, be your squire, we'll take care of you. All of that, even though that you're the reason that everybody's going to be thinking fratricide behind my back.
Right. And it's a better deal than Lionel, because this is Summerhall. This is the Targaryens. That's a higher station.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good offer.
Stefan would have jumped at it.
Oh, absolutely. It's a good offer, but Dunk doesn't want it. And I get it. He's tired of princelings. Enough of that.
I love when he said that. He's like, I've had enough. I've had enough.
And I don't blame him.
Me neither. Nothing but trouble from the get. You just walked into a tavern trying to spend a little money on a good meal, and here's some drunk man who you don't know is a prince being like, stay the fuck away from me. You were in my dreams. And you're like, hey.
And then accusing you of kidnapping. Like, you don't even know you've been accused of a kidnapping.
Don't even. Oh my God.
We flash back to Sir Arlen. We learn about Pennytree, where that name comes from, which was so sad.
So sad. I cried.
Aw.
I did. This is what the name is. This is what the origin is. Like, that's so sad.
All the boys who didn't come home.
Exactly.
It's heartbreaking, and it makes you think about what Raymond was saying in the earlier episode about fighting in these wars. I mean, obviously, the Pennytree boys didn't only fight for Targaryens, but we're coming off of the Blackfire Rebellion. How many people died?
Right. Exactly.
Why did you never knight me? Is the question Dunk asks. This is something that we talked about in our spoiler episode about the book.
We sure did.
About Dunk not actually being a knight. And I wanted to talk about it in episode 4, when Raymond wanted to get knighted and Dunk hesitated. But obviously I couldn't talk about it yet because we don't know that Dunk isn't a knight. But now we know why Dunk hesitated. Because had he knighted Raymond, Raymond wouldn't be a real knight, and Dunk knew that.
Yeah.
And he does not want to ruin lives, even though he's lying about being a knight. And I get why he was lying. I think Sir Arlen would have knighted him eventually.
Eventually, yeah. I do. I think that Dunk is really good at keeping his bullshit to himself, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything is self-contained. He's not letting it spill over. And I think to be conscious of the fact that, okay, I'm a fraud, but like, I don't need to pass on my fraudulent ways to someone and like invalidate the things that they're going for and the things that are important to them. Because we see how much it means to Raymond to be knighted. And he worked really hard for it. He deserved that knighthood. And to have it be invalid would have been like, it would have killed Dunk.
And now the question for me is, when does Dunk actually get knighted? Because we know in the future he is a knight. So at some point, I don't think he would have gone his whole knight career not being an actual knight.
Yeah, and we did talk about this in the spoiler episode, which you guys can go and listen to now.
Yeah.
But what happens to, like, you pose the question, who does he tell? How does it happen?
Right. Because now Egg is his squire. He can't knight Egg. And at some point, he has to get knighted, which means he has to reveal his secret. So
Mm-hmm.
who does he reveal it to? I just don't believe that he'd go as far as to become the Lord Commander of the King's Guard without actually being knighted.
No, I think he fesses up, and maybe it's in one of the upcoming novellas because apparently there are going to be more stories.
I did wonder if he got knighted in between the events of the Hedge Knight and the Sworn Sword when he goes to work for what's his face, because now he's off, offering his services to knights and lords
Mm-hmm.
and whatever. So I wonder if somewhere in between he got knighted. So maybe season 2, we'll find out he got knighted at some point after season 1. Or
Yeah,
maybe
off
we'll see
screen.
him knighted.
Oh my God, I will cry. If we see
Yeah.
him knighted, I will cry. Maybe he got knighted in Dorne.
I just think at some point he must have gotten knighted. I don't think he just stayed a fake knight his whole career.
That whole setup, that scene where he like Sir Arlen's talking about these things, and then he's like, "Why didn't you ever knight me?" And Sir Arlen, after giving the speech about the penny tree, is just staring off into space, and you're like, "Holy fuck! Did he just die?" He
Yeah.
gave his last words were about the penny tree, which is so poetic, right? The boys don't come home. I'm not coming home either. Like, I nailed my penny. I'm not going to be able to take it down. And now I'm dead. And I love how he comes back because when he wakes up again, he's like, a night always finishes the story. And
Yeah.
I loved that. I was like, oh, this is the poetry in it for me was just so lush. I'm like, yeah, you got to finish the story, Dunk. What's the rest of your story? Where do you go from here?
I wonder if next season we'll get more Arlen flashbacks. Probably not. I'm thinking based off the last shot of Arlen drifting off to the side, away
Going
from the
his own way,
trail.
the
Yeah.
great beyond.
That's the end of Arlen. I enjoyed seeing him this season.
Me too. I would be totally fine if we never saw him again. Maybe a little teensy flashbacks, but I think we've gotten enough of his character. We know why Dunk respects him, and we also know why Dunk was skeptical. I'm like, well, was he really a true knight? Like, what is this about? But I think having gone through this trial of 7 and, you know, working now with the other knights who took up his cause, he's like, you know what? Sir Arlen was a good dude. He
Yeah.
did try. He did the best with me that he could. Now I see there are other people who are willing to open their homes to me, and I have not lost all faith in the noble houses of Westeros. Although fuck all those other people who were there.
Yeah.
And shout out to our little lady who's like, it's not your fault my birthday was ruined.
Yeah.
You did the right thing.
He did do the right thing.
And I loved hearing that from her.
Yeah, her birthday would have been a lot worse if he'd lost.
Can you
So,
imagine?
at least it was an underdog win for her absolute shit birthday.
Dude, it's like, I think that you go and become a septa after that. Or you just don't throw parties anymore.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Beesbury funeral?
I think I want honeybees at my funeral now. You can put the queen. I'm not going to be in a casket, so there's not that. But like, we'll make it interesting. We'll make it interesting. Yeah, what an interesting funeral concept. And I love how Rowan's like, oh my God, this dude is so dumb, but I'm going to be sweet to him because he's going to be sweet to me.
Again, the commitment to the sigil. They just brought bees with them to the tourney, like just in case. They just needed to have some bees on hand.
Okay, bring the queen wherever you go, I guess.
Like, oh, honey, don't forget to pack the bees. That does sound crazy.
That's it, it does. And I think that if you know bee behavior, it's even crazier because you can buy a queen bee, like she's got these pheromones, and the second that you place her somewhere, bees will come from the hive and they will like protect her and start doing all these things. Very, very fascinating bee culture. And I think especially if you're out in the world, like imagine if the Targaryens were like, oh no, we're not, no barbecues today. We're just gonna like carry him back and whatever. Everybody's keeps to their thing. Like, what do Baratheons do for funerals? We know what they do in the Iron Islands, right? We know the Targaryens, it's a funeral pyre. We know now that the Beesbury is like Put the bees in the coffin.
The Tullys with the Viking funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Daron makes an appearance at Beesbury's funeral, which of course angers Dunk because he's like, I have seen enough of you. And this was something from the books that was changed. Daron is the one who talks about Egg growing up as a princeling, a spoiled princeling, and
Yeah.
how that could have made Arion what he became. He said
Right.
that he was a glad child once.
Yeah.
And it was in the book, it was Dunk telling Makar all of these
Mm-hmm.
things about how, you know, Egg might be better off away from servants and all of the trappings of princehood.
Right. Right. I I thought it was brave for Daron to show his face, but you go to where the wine is, so maybe not.
And he's
Um,
scarred. He got fucked up.
mm-hmm.
He had a big slash on his face.
First pass. We saw Egg and Daron talk to each other and be like brotherly and be like, Arian's this, Arian's that, blah, blah, blah. But then it was interesting to see Aaron be like, hey, he wasn't always like this. He grew into being an asshole.
Yeah.
It wasn't automatic. And I'm like, well, what is it that changes somebody to that point? And I don't know. I don't have answers for that. But growing up really spoiled can, make anybody terrible.
Yeah. Can make you an absolutely shit person. Does the madness begin in the womb?
Mm-hmm.
Or, are they driven that way? In this case, it seems Arian was driven that way.
Yeah. I don't like backstory stuff like that, but like now I want to know what happened to
I
him.
mean, I don't think
Who
anything
hurt
bad
you?
happened to him. I think that he's just a spoiled brat. And that's it. Like, it's just
Yeah.
that simple. He's the son of a fourth son. He has nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So he just goes around fucking shit up.
Bored, spoiled, rich kid. Absolutely.
So the conversation with Daron causes Dunk to go back to Makar and make this counter offer about taking Dunk on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And Makar seems offended, first of all.
He's like, I'm not gonna. Are you slumming my son? Like
Right.
the
It's
fuck?
like, my son doesn't eat hard salt beef.
Like no, he eats bacon, egg, and cheeses that I make from scratch. The blood of the dragon, right? Like we're not doing this with them. How dare you even imply that this could be an option?
Right. But the implication that they're bad people and that's why the kids turn out
Mm-hmm.
bad, that
Yeah.
implication is there. So he took offense to that, which I don't blame him. I would take offense to that too. If somebody told me, like, hey, I think it'd be better if your kids grew up away from you.
Right? They need fostering. They
Yeah.
need foster, right? If they were anybody else, they would have been sent to foster somewhere.
Right. And then he also says, he's my last son. That like daddy tenderness.
I think he realizes that because I guess as much as a lot of this could be pointed at Egg for not telling the truth from the very beginning, Dunk had so many opportunities to shit on Egg to Baylor and to his dad. Like, you're right. This kid might be in fucking trouble. Blah, blah. He's like, no, he's a good kid. He works hard. He does all these things. And I think it's nice for a parent, you're a parent, to hear that about their children from somebody
Yeah.
else. Because you think your kid's fucking cool, right? Like your kid, and
Yeah.
I know your kids are fucking cool. But when somebody else is like, they're solo men or they're hard workers or da da da, it gives you the sense of pride. But then you're also like, when he said that it's my last son, the thing that came to mind for me was like, maybe he means like this is his last opportunity to raise a good son because Egg
Yeah.
seems to have all these qualities that the other ones don't. And I think that he's like, okay, well, he's a blank slate, right? He's a blank slate. He got into this trouble, but I can also see that he can fend for himself. I don't know, maybe, and I'd never thought about this. Like, if I had to pick who Egg was like, he's much closer to Baylor than his brothers are, as far
Yeah.
as like temperament and just like his openness to receive other people who are not in the same station as him. You don't see that from the other guys.
No.
Can we talk about Egg and his knife and approaching his brother who's beat up in his bed?
Yeah. I wrote down Egg's attempted murder. Because at this point, like, the trial is over. Arian lost. He's going to be sent to the
Mm-hmm.
free cities. Why do you need to kill him now, Egg?
Because
It's like, you see what you've caused. Maybe it was to avenge Baelor.
maybe, who knows?
Because this all started because of Arian breaking that girl's fingers.
Yeah. But Arian would say, this all started because of you lying to a hedge knight. Let's keep pointing those fingers. I think that moment was another moment when I was like, oh man, Makar comes over and Egg drops the knife after he puts his shoulder on him. He's like, listen, I get it. I love those tender moments.
He's so little.
He's a little kid.
Like, how bad did Arian traumatize him for this little tiny child to be like, maybe I should stab my brother to death while he's injured and asleep?
I mean, if somebody offered to like cut off your titty and turn it into a penis so you could be their husband, like,
What the fuck?
yeah, I know. I know. It's weird, but this is the same thing as like, yo, I'm going to cut
Yeah.
off your penis and make you into my sister so I can fuck you and marry you. And Egg was a little kid, and he says this happened when he was younger. So there's stuff that are core memories and never leave you.
Like, that is a horrid level of abuse.
Dude. It's like Cersei.
It's worse than Cersei. Because at least Tyrion can't remember the shit she did to him when he was a baby.
I don't have hope for him outside in the free cities. Like, I feel like it doesn't make any changes for him. But all right, bye.
Well, we do know how Aryan Bright Flame turns out. It's not going to be in the show because that's, moved on from that. So yeah, he goes to the free cities and continues to be crazy. Makar only says that's my last son and he walks away. So we don't know if he's taken Dunk up on this offer until later. Raymond buys Sweetfoot back.
I cried over that too. It was just such a sweet gesture. I'm like, oh, you're doing this thing. You're giving him back. This friend who you almost died for and has caused a schism in your family, even though sure you guys are gonna go your own ways eventually. I'm positive. But here, I know that you had this horse. I'm gonna give it back to you. He didn't have to do that. I mean, he's rich, but he's not like, is he buy a horse and give it away rich?
I mean, clearly he is.
Oh.
Well, Dunk lets him keep it, which surprised me. I would have taken my horse back.
I thought about it. I thought that he was going to. And then when he doesn't, I was like, you're right. Every knight needs a horse. You're not a knight without a horse. I think that's a good example of Dunk's character too, right? We're like, okay, he's not going to throw the fight. He's not going to let Tansel just be assaulted and not try to do anything to stop it. And he realizes that the money that Raymond spent on this horse, he probably can't pay back, but also you just risked your life for me. The least I can do is let you keep the horse that you paid for that used to be mine.
He pays homage to Sir Arlen, nailing the penny into the tree, which, I was like, boo-hoo. And then Egg shows up, and we think that this means Makar has taken Dunk up on his offer.
This annoys me.
Yeah.
This annoys me. Egg comes and he's like, my Lord Father says I can serve you. And Dunk looks at him and he's like, serve you, sir. And you're just like all around happy for all of them. But we don't see on screen that Makar is like, okay, yeah, you can take the kid.
Yeah, and then, at the end, Makar is like, where the fuck is Aegon? So it looks like he did not give him permission, which I do think is a departure from the books. Based off what we know in the Sworn Sword, which I won't spoil, Makar is very well aware that Aegon is off with Dunk.
Yeah.
So I think that was a departure from the books, and I think that it was just meant to be funny.
Yeah, I think so too. It was getting that last laugh in. I could have done without it though. But I do enjoy hearing Makar say the word fuck. Like he's got some pizzazz on it that other people just don't throw, and I live for it. So I'll take that. Where the fuck is Egg?
Well, it looks like they're off to Dorne because Egg hears they have good puppet shows.
Oh my god, like how cute was that? I've never been over the Red Mountains, but off we go. I love how Dunk is like, blah, 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 the 7 kingdoms, and Egg is like, no, 9. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Everybody knows that it's 7 kingdoms. And I'm like, well, 7 is just a tidy number for the religion. 7 kingdoms, 7 pointed stars, 7 da da da. And I laughed really hard a couple times when I watched it, because once upon a time when Tanya and I were running Game of Thrones trivia, that was one of our questions. Name all the kingdoms in Westeros. And people would name 7, and we'd be like, actually, it's 9.
Do you want to name the kingdom? So we had the king of the north, the king of the mountain and vale, the king of the isles and rivers, the king of the rock, king of the reach, the storm king, and the princess of Dorne.
Yeah, that is 7.
Aegon shows up. That adds 8, the crownlands. What was the 9th one?
Riverlands, it's the Tullys.
The rivers and isles were one kingdom.
Maybe that's the split.
It's a funny little tidbit.
I can't believe this is over. What the fuck? Why? Why is it over? But I'm also really satisfied. Like, I was really thinking that 6 episodes was just going to have me like craving more.
Well, it's a short story. It's a novella. So there's only so much material to work with anyway. And they added stuff. I think that this could have been a movie instead of a series.
Agree.
They could have cut back on some of the flashback stuff. This episode could have been cut down, this aftermath episode, because the only thing that really happens in this episode is the offer for Dunk to go to Summerhall and Dunk deciding to take Egg on the road. Like, that's really like the thing that happens in this episode. So that could have been cut down. So it could have been actually just a long movie.
I would have enjoyed that too. But I do enjoy the piece by piece that we got of all this being set up. And I was thinking in the movie, and I'm thinking about last week too when we were speaking about this, but maybe in the movie we would get more of the joust or like the trial by 7. And no, I love how they kept it to Dunk's perspective, but I would have liked to see more of the other jousting if they were going to make it a movie. I just thought about how silly a scene it would have been for like, remember that one shot of Sir Arlen where he like kind of shrugs and like looks all like that in the camera? I would have loved for that to happen when Dunk was talking to Baylor at first, and he was like, "Oh no, it was 4 lances, not 7." And then for like for him to shrug right there, that would have been a funny. Really cute cut.
Yeah,
it would have been a nice moment to break up that like awkward tension of like Dunk sinking to his knees and being like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're right. I'm totally wrong." Maybe he could have shrugged then.
Yeah. Well, I like the season. I'm happy with it.
Me too. I'm going to watch it again and again. It's going to be my comfort thing because nothing disappoints me. I'll probably have the same reaction every time that Prince Baelor comes out and reveals himself and the Game of Thrones theme starts to play. I'm probably always going to be devastated when he takes off the helm and the back of his head is bashed in and he just like falls to the ground dead. Those 2 things for sure. And open iron, guard me well. Oh, I want to squeal right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and watch it top to bottom again.
It's a way to do it. It's like you just split it up over a day, 2 days.
Yeah, I think I might read it and then just watch the whole thing like we said last episode.
Just treat it like a movie, right? I am going to keep watching it. And I think that I'm really excited to see how Peter Claffey and Dexter Soul Ansel's relationship develops as they do the next season, because I don't think that I could even notice that like, oh, they were a little bit awkward together in the beginning and now as an ensemble they're really good. No, the whole time it was instant chemistry. And to see this little actor kind of grow up and become even more Egg, and to see Peter Claffey grow and become even more Dunk, I can't wait. So my thoughts about this season are that I love it. I love everything about it. And the things that I thought that I was not so into, like I'm into them now. So, except for Makar being like, yo, what the fuck? Where's my kid? When he agreed to it. That part, I'm like, ugh, that's the only part I will forever take issue with. But like I said, I love hearing him say the F word. So, okay.
I was happy with it as well. It made me really look forward to season 2, but I'll try not to get ahead of myself.
No, don't do it. You've got plenty of other things coming out before then.
I'm glad that they kept it as close to the book as they did. I think that was the right choice. And I imagine since the next book gets longer and then the 3rd book is even longer than that, that it won't be 6 episodes, or maybe they won't be 30 minutes.
Maybe. I wonder about the second book, because the second book is not my favorite. It's actually my least favorite of the three.
Mine too.
And I think that if they're not careful, it can be like season 2 of The Wire, where you're like, huh? And then, you get to like the later season, you're like, oh my God, okay, they were table setting. Like all these things come back, they make sense.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like that. Like, I'd rather they skip the second season and only do the third if they're going to like lean into the story that hard. And I feel bad saying that, but it's not my favorite. It's like a feast for crows.
It's not my favorite either, but I don't dislike it.
I'm into a Checky lion.
Yeah, and Lady Rowan and that guy who keeps threatening to marry her. I forgot his name right now. Like, I'm looking forward to the casting for this.
Casting I'm excited about. I would love to see those people. And I do love the aspects of the story. Like, there are things that happen that, we'll put it this way, this is not a spoiler. Dunk is going to keep on learning. That's all I got to say. He's going to keep learning about what duty is. He's going to keep learning about purpose. He's going to keep learning about right and wrong. He gets to see the nobility pulled off their pedestal for being just as human as he is. And that I do enjoy.
Well, one season down. It's been a fun 6 weeks with you.
As always. I like getting to hang out with you every week.
Yeah.
Talk about nerd stuff.
Yeah, we should just schedule calls. Like, we don't talk to each other all
in
day.
Between our other calls.
Yeah. House of the Dragon is coming this summer, so we'll have another show to chat about.
Is it? I missed this announcement.
Yeah, I think it's in June.
Oh man. Okay, I can make it to June.
It'll be 8 episodes.
That's exciting. We're also getting Avatar: The Last Airbender season 2, the live action.
When is that?
Sometime in 2026. They haven't announced yet.
Okay.
But I'm excited because, oh man.
You know what we're not getting?
We're not going to talk about it because I still am in disbelief.
Bring back Wheel of Time.
Somebody else pick it up, please. Somebody pick it up. You've got to. It's such a good show. And you don't have to make shit up.
It's all
the books are there. Yeah. Well, I guess in the meantime, we'll look forward to Brandon Sanderson working on his Mistborn screenplay.
Well, that's the season. It's been a pleasure. I've been Tanya.
I'm always Nikki. See you soon.
We won't see you next week.
Look at this half glass, half empty ending that we just had.
See you sometime.
Yeah. Catch us on the other things. Wine on an Empty Stomach is still happening. Join us and watch book club live streams, sometimes with authors, sometimes not. And 30 Tuesday is not going anywhere.
So we'll see you somewhere.
Yeah. Find us.
For previous episodes, find us at thousandeyespodcast.com. On YouTube, you can find us at 1,000 Eyes in One Podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, we are 1,000 Eyes in One on Instagram and Facebook, 1,000 Eyes Pod on Blue Sky, and if you're interested in our speculative fiction book club, follow Wine on an Empty Stomach on Instagram.